This is The Post Up with DJ Trice. I'm running my mouth on everything hot in sports, news, drama, and whatever is blowing up the timeline. Let's get into it. Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Post Up. You already know me. I go by the name of DJ Trice, and I'm always posted up right here running my mouth about sports. Y'all, today is a special episode. This is my very first time being in the media room for a USA women's basketball event, let alone camp. So this was like super, super huge. Shouts out to Josh and PR over at the Sparks for the invite, hooking me up, making sure I'm in the room when big things are happening so I can continue to connect with the Sparks players and follow them around the league. But it also gave me the opportunity to talk to Coach Lawson and many other people that you will see in this episode. So great media week for me, y'all. I'm a plug that the next episode is also going to be the Unrivaled Media Day. So that's a 2-day event. Again, my first time in the room. I don't even know if they did it last year. I was trying to get a press pass, but it has been a great time. But I'll keep first things first and just give you some of my thoughts from the USA women's basketball camp. First of all, the roster is completely star-studded, y'all. We got Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, all of the younger people who are now stars of the WNBA. You still got a lot of them vets out there, Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray. I'm sorry, it's so many. Jackie Young, like literally so many great. De'Erica Hamby, who's been playing for USA women's basketball for a long time. But it truly felt like a changing of the guard. Now, we're used to seeing, Sue Bird also spoke day one, but I missed those media spots. But I just wanted you to know that was out there. It truthfully felt like a changing of the guard from old gold standard WNBA players who were in there and getting those gold medals to now passing the torch to the younger generation with the Paige Beckers. Lauren Best was in there from UCLA as well. So you got people who haven't even graduated college. JuJu Watkins just in the room. JuJu's hurt. She didn't get a chance to like really do full practice, but she got a chance to just be around and be in the room. So it's huge. This episode, I am giving you, what I did was I took the full two some hours of the media day and I just broke down parts and got one comment from each player and coach. And what I'll do is I'll just give you some commentary in between. But first up, let's hear from head coach of Duke and head coach of the USA women's basketball team, Kara Lawson.
Yeah, we wanted her here. I mean, I think, you can see that there's a great deal of talent there, and that's somebody that's going to be in the conversation, obviously, in the future. So we were really intentional about inviting her here and having her be a part of it. I think there's great value in having her observe and be around the group. And then just the connectivity, like JuJu's another one I hadn't spent any time with. Right. So for me, from a familiarity standpoint, it was good to have a conversation with her today and talk about that. And so my plan is to have a conversation with her every day, because I don't get to be with her on the court. I'm not going to share everything that we talked about and,
Sure.
Keep that between us. But yeah, it's about her growing from this and also like being inspired and motivated by this. Right. You get in this environment and man, like there's a physical reaction to it. If you're someone that loves the game, like she loves it, like you want to be out there. Yes. But you're inspired by like seeing the level that some of these players are at and you want to get to that and you want to be out here. So yeah, I'm hoping that by being around some of the top players in the world that she's getting, maybe through some osmosis, some really good lessons from these veterans and getting a chance to talk with them and eat with them, see what they do for pre-practice, see what they do for post-practice, see what they do for recovery, all of those things you want, a talented young player to kind of put into their arsenal.
All right, that herd that Coach Kara was just talking about was JuJu Watkins, and the question was, how does she feel about JuJu being a part of it, even being a part of the camp, even though she can't compete? I think it is very apparent why JuJu Watkins would be even in the room because, suffering from injury is one thing. She's continued to be a leader for the USC team on the bench, mentoring freshman Jazzy Davison. There's a lot of conversation around when JuJu comes back to USC, Jazzy's minutes are going to be, how's Jazzy going to play, these kind of things. But JuJu is completely invested in bringing women basketball back to USC. So pulling from a well of WNBA veterans, I'm not talking about, college seniors or, even rookies in the league who have just made a big splash and are in the Rookie of the Year conversation. We're talking about vets who have played at Olympic levels in multiple events, who have also represented Team USA, but have also been to the playoffs in the WNBA, won championships. So to be young and to be mentored and even to be a part of that kind of camp, is huge, because we're always talking about the gap in between college women's basketball and professional women's basketball, because there's not really a developmental league. So there's no G League like the NBA where you can kind of develop your skills, and you got to jump into the big leagues and learn fast and all the things. But if star players like JuJu Watkins can have opportunity to be around the Caitlin Clarks, the Rickea Jacksons, who are also learning and doing things and adjusting to vets, and she's seeing the playmaking, honestly, being an observer would probably give her a leg up in this situation. So I love that the coach is just having conversations with her, making sure she's involved, and doing things that will, it's not going to pay off for USA basketball right now. JuJu probably isn't going to make the team, of course, because of not being able to play, but just being around and being in the room sets her so much far apart from other players who will be coming up and matriculating. So love that coach is having conversations with JuJu. Speaking of JuJu Watkins, here is what she had to say about her presence at the USA women's basketball camp.
Yeah, it feels great to be here. Surrounded by a lot of great basketball, a lot of great players and great people. So happy to be here. It's always been a dream of mine to be in this atmosphere, so to live out those dreams. Even though it looks a little different, I'm still blessed to be here and happy.
JuJu's positive attitude will continue to serve her well as she recovers from her injury, but also as she watches her team continue to go through the season. And she had to announce that due to her injury, she is not going to return this season. So completely sitting out, completely observing, being a part of the USA women's basketball camp. I could imagine that she's just being a sponge this entire year, but having that positive attitude, positive outlook will continue to equip her with the resilience that she will need going into the league, which is very fast paced, going into Olympic play, and all the different scheduling things, as well as Unrivaled and all the other things that she is slated to be a part of. Okay. But it was cool. That was my first time actually being impressed with JuJu, even though I have been to a couple USC games. Now, next up, I talked to Angel Reese. You will hear my question before this. I didn't get questions. I don't know if y'all noticed, but when you do media, so the press conferences, you don't get a question every single time. They don't have enough time to get around to every media outlet. So Angel Reese was one of the players that I was fortunate enough to get a question for. I was very excited to talk to her, not only because she's a part of the Chicago Sky, but because she's an entrepreneur and doing so many great things for women, not only in basketball, but just in commerce. So here, listen to my question that I asked Angel Reese and her response. From Revolt TV. Just a quick question. You've led in business. You've also led on the court and been a leader. Can you talk a little bit about how you stay grounded and kind of shift gears into doing these business ventures and then stepping up to a large stage to play basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I keep the main thing. Basketball is what got me here, and I'll never, ever forget that. Before everything, before the fame, I became famous because I won a national championship. So I'll never forget that. I mean, I think the benefits that have come with it have been amazing and great, and I'll never take it for granted, because I've been able to change my friends, my family, my life, and live the life that I want to live. So I'm really grateful. I'm thankful, but I'll never ever forget basketball is what I love. This is my passion. But I also going to give 110% to this, like I give to modeling, like I give to business, like I give to my podcast, like I give to everything else. Because if I don't put my first foot forward for everything, and my effort for everything, I think it's pointless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, the reason I asked Angel Reese this question is because people have so much to say on the internet about what this girl is doing. I posted that she was doing a Victoria's Secret runway thing, they like, good. She should just keep doing that. It's like this, she can be multifaceted. You just heard her say herself, she's keeping the main thing. She wants to play basketball. She knows that's how she got her stage. She even hit the flex of winning a national championship. Not everyone even has that accolade. So I think that she is not giving grace. People constantly want to push her out the game and say that she's doing other things and she's so invested in this that she's not working on her game. And it was great to see her show up to the camp and just want to go to work, want to work on different things and work with different players, but answered that question fearlessly and directly. Like, I'm going to keep the main thing is basketball for me. So her podcast, she named all the other ventures too. She's even got other ventures with like Paige Beckers, who was also at the thing at the USA women's basketball camp. They just got a Reese's Oreos connection. So she can do that and do this. That is why I asked that question, and I'm so glad that she got a chance and I could feature it on the pod so y'all can hear it from Angel Reese directly. Next, we heard from Kiki Iriafen, and everyone was asking about JuJu, and they used to be teammates. So that is the question that I pulled from here. But before we start, I just want to give my commentary prior to the question. Kiki Iriafen played at Stanford, then transferred to USC, so she got a chance to play with JuJu Watkins in her final season. Her and Sonia Citron literally got drafted to the Washington Mystics and had a breakout rookie season for the both of them. It was hard to tell who was doing better. They played really well together. So it was beautiful to see Kiki just kind of beaming with joy as she's at the USA basketball level, doing so well with JuJu in college, but also doing so well in the W on that side. I'm excited to continue to watch Kiki grow. She can dunk, okay? I know I keep mentioning that, but her athleticism is wild. Let's hear from Kiki.
I think it's super special. JuJu's still in college, and she's one of two people that are here on the senior team. So I think it's super special to be back reunited again and for her to just soak up everything. But she's a great spirit, and we can't wait for her to be ready and back on the floor.
Next up, we are going to hear from Caitlin Clark. Now, there was some controversy when Caitlin didn't make the last Olympic team. Everyone said that she deserved to be there. USA women's basketball team had no problem securing the gold medal. But again, I said that this seems like a changing over of the guard for the younger players to now be passed the torch. So Caitlin Clark was not only at the camp, but had a lot to say about it. So let's hear from Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you can do a USA basketball related camp, or obviously in my past, it's been all junior national teams. And, I've been cut from some of those and I've played for 3 of them. So I think I've experienced both sides of it. And, this is the biggest honor you can possibly have in playing basketball in our country, is wearing USA across your chest. So, I'm just excited to be here and honored. Obviously, it's kind of like the start to the new Olympic cycle and, quite a few different things before we get to that point, but just excited to be here and be surrounded by a lot of really great players, some that, haven't played in Olympics before, and then others that have a medal or multiple medals. So I think it's been a fun group to be around.
Now, Caitlin didn't seem to be bothered at all about being cut from other teams or not selected from teams, as you just heard her talk about. But she also acknowledged that this is the start of a new Olympic cycle, and she is surrounded with a bunch of players that she's excited to play about. Her entire interview, I cut a lot of those questions, like I said, but she seemed very humble. It seemed like she was very eager to get to work and very honored to just be a part of the USA basketball scene in general. Again, she played on some junior national teams, so this is not her first time representing Team USA, but definitely at the pro professional level, being selected for a senior team is a huge honor. I'm excited to see how she's going to play with the other guards, Chelsea Gray, who's going to be selected and what the balance is going to be, but we're a long ways away from that. It was just really good to hear from Caitlin and that she had a level head about the whole USA women's basketball opportunity. Next up, we are going to hear from another collegiate athlete, Lauren Betts, with top 5 team UCLA, was also at the camp. The question asked by Michael Matthews, shouts out to Michael, was, is it a surreal moment to all of a sudden be invited to this senior camp and you're still in college and you're playing with these vets, deep vets who have won different gold medals and championships and all that. So let's hear from Lauren to see what she had to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think today I had one of those moments. I think when we were all kind of in the huddle and I'm just looking around and I'm like, this is kind of insane. I can't believe that I'm surrounded by, such amazing basketball players. I mean, I've just grown up watching a lot of these people and I looked up to them so much. So it's very surreal, but yeah, I think like I said before, just I think attention to detail, just playing the game, making the right read, something that's really important for me. Just trusting, that I know what to do on the floor. But yeah, I think, and also we talked about a lot today, aggressiveness. I think that's something that I can always grow into. So I think just, making sure that I continue to do that for the rest of the season.
There's no doubt in my mind that Lauren is going to take this information, this intensity, this surreal kind of moment and take it back to the UCLA Bruins and help them fuel a deep March Madness run. I have said it multiple times on this podcast, and you'll hear me say it everywhere on social media and in person. If UCLA is going to win a championship, it is going to be this year. It's not going to be easy. They're going to have to defeat UConn like most people. But I think that after this, USC is going to have, once JuJu gets back and playing with Jazzy and everything, USC is going to be a completely different place. I think Lauren Betts has done her due diligence over the years. This is her final season. Her sister is coming back from injury as well. She get to play with her sister. This is the time. So I'm hoping that she takes that intensity, that fire, that all these things that these other players have just given her, and as well as like being honored to just be there and be hooping with the best, kind of thing, and fuel it. Lauren, if you're watching this podcast, girl, take this and win that championship. At least get to the finals. All right. Next up, we are hearing from someone you hear a lot of from on this show, and we'll continue to LA Spark, Cameron Brink, just talking about her USA basketball experience. She is no stranger to USA basketball, whether it's 5-on-5 or 3-on-3. She has done her thing, even in junior nationals, and has played with Caitlin Clark and talked about a whole bunch of great things. So let's hear from our girl, Cam.
I think, this is like a very surreal experience. It's still day one, but learning a lot from players like, Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray. And then it's really cool to be alongside Caitlin and Paige, but also a bunch of my Sparks teammates, Rickea, Dearica, Kelsey. So I feel like I'm just trying to be a sponge and soak everything up. But it's just a really cool opportunity for me.
Did y'all hear how many Sparks players are on that team? Listen, I didn't start the hype. You heard Cameron Brink say it herself. Kelsey Plum, Dearica Hamby, Cameron Brink, and Rickea Jackson. 4 Sparks members were invited to that USA women's basketball camp. What a time to be alive. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but you could just imagine. I know people are free agents and all that kind of stuff is happening. If we can get the band back together and get a couple more starring players there, we got a USA Olympic basketball team. I'm excited for the future of Sparks basketball. Excited to see Cameron Brink back playing. I didn't get a chance to talk to her at her exit interviews because she went out with a nasty injury. I think it was some kind of nose something or face something. So she literally wasn't available at the end of the game. So just good to see her back in spirits, healthy. Also playing around players that she's played with before, like Kiki Iriafen as well. Just rejuvenating her spirit. I'm excited to see Cam play and see more of what she has on this USA women's basketball. Let's move on to the final question. And it had to be my girl, Rickea. I always get a question with Rickea when I'm in the room. Super, super dope. I'm excited for her for this because she's really, since rookie year and then last year, both of them were equally a breakout year, in my opinion. She got better. She bettered her best. So I just wanted to talk to her about, staying grounded and having all these things and putting her best foot forward. Let's listen to what Rickea Jackson had to say.
TV here. Quick question. We've talked throughout your rookie year, your exit interviews, we talked about, you bettering your best. I'm wondering, now that you've reached this new pinnacle and you're playing around so many people and you've reached this higher stage, what is it like for you mentally to stay grounded and to keep giving your full effort on the court?
Yeah, I feel like just knowing there's something bigger ahead of you, knowing that
basketball is a team sport and it's going to have its ups and its downs. But just remember why I'm here. I love basketball. I love this game and I want to continue to perform, make my teammates proud, make my family proud, make my coaches proud. So just remember at the end of the day, like basketball is a privilege. There are so many people that wish they were in my shoes. So I just, can never take this for granted. I love basketball so much and, it just takes you to another level when you continue to put in the work, and especially when you see the work paying off. That's what makes it even more worth it. Like, dang, I worked for this moment. I worked my whole life to get to this point that I am today. But also remember to be where your feet at. Don't look too far in the past and don't look too far ahead, but just be right where you are. And I feel like just having that humble mentality, but also that fierce mentality will continue to take me far.
Ending the media cycle with Rickea Jackson, and that was the final question. So I got the final question. It was like the perfect segue. The PR director even was like, wow, that was a great way to end the whole thing. So I just like talking to Rickea because she comes from humble beginnings. She's a super hard worker. She's always going to find a way to compete. She's super competitive. She be in her bag. She's just got multi-dimensions and multi-layers, very similar to what I was saying about Angel Reese. It's like you want to see these women succeed in basketball, but you also want to see them succeed in life. And they're pouring so much into other women and people around them that it's just truly inspirational. So glad to hear from Rickea. I hope that this episode made you feel like you were at Media Day for the USA Women's Basketball Camp. I hope it gave you a little bit of information about the players that were there, some of the players that were there. Please continue to follow it. I'm not sure when the player selections and all of those things happen, but as I get more information, I will give it to you. I will continue to attend as many of these press events as possible so we can get some direct quotes. So when it's time to hoop, we have quotes that's backing it up. We didn't already talk to the people. It's not a lot of shows where you get to talk to the people and then you get the commentary. It's just sometimes you get in the commentary, or it's just some clips. But I want you to see that I'm actually doing the work to ask these athletes these questions and connect some of the dots here. I am just giving a lot of commentary of what I think, and I appreciate you for always coming here for that, to listen to me run my mouth about sports. But today we running our mouth about the Olympics, and I appreciate you for tuning in to today's episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, continue to support the show. If you're listening in audio, hey y'all, shouts out to all of y'all that are listening on the Revolt Podcast Network. Make sure you follow me on social media at DJ Tricey Trice. That's at DJ TRICEY TRICE. The next video is going to be about Unrivaled. The next podcast episode is going to be about Unrivaled. So bookmark this show, send it to somebody who you know loves hoops, and I will stay posted up right here, running my mouth about sports. I'll talk to y'all on the next one. All right, that's a wrap on the Post Up. I ran my mouth, said what I said, and now it's your turn. Drop a comment, share it, and come back tomorrow, because I'm not done talking. And make sure you follow me on social media at DJ Tricey Trice. That's at DJ TRICEY TRICE. I'll be posted up here, y'all.